What's up everybody, Jeremy Vesey here, and today we're going to talk about one specific technique when it comes to color grading your footage. I will preface this with the fact that you'll require a simple piece of software in order to make this work. Luckily it's free, and I'll provide a link in the description. There are a bunch of ways to get the grade that you want, but I always find myself coming back to this one specific technique. Mostly because my focus is usually on photography and not video, so I actually have a better understanding of how to achieve the look that I want within Lightroom over Premiere. And you can't sound it out, but what it's called is IWLTBAP LUT Generator. And I'll leave a link in the description so that you don't have to memorize what I just said and you can just click on it. But it's available at generator.iwltbap.com. And what this software does is it allows you to convert your Lightroom presets into LUTs. And this doesn't just apply to Lightroom presets. You can take a screenshot of your footage, drag it into Lightroom, apply the edits you want within Lightroom, and then you can convert this look into a LUT and then apply it to that specific piece of footage within Premiere. And I find this extremely convenient as a photographer because I'm more proficient with Lightroom than I am with Premiere. So we're just going to jump on a screencast and I'll show you how everything works. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the link that I provided at the bottom of my video in the description and download the LUT Generator. Once the software is installed, you want to generate an HALD file, and this will spit out an image that's just kind of a grid of colors, and you want to drag that into Lightroom. And the next thing you want to do is you want to take the footage that you want to color grade and you want to take a screenshot of that. And then you want to drag it into Lightroom. Now what you can do is you can apply one of your own custom edits or maybe one of your own Lightroom presets. And the whole idea here is to make the footage look exactly the way you want it to in Premiere, so that when you generate the LUT, all you have to do is apply this LUT and then just make a few tweaks in Premiere afterwards. Be mindful of the tools you use and don't overdo it. For example, maybe dial in the colors you want without affecting the tone curves panel, because Premiere has a tone curve. In the end, it's really up to you what you want to do with your LUT, what you want to include and what you don't want to include. You will always have to tweak based on different lighting situations, and you can either create a LUT specific to the footage or make something more subtle that can be applied to multiple types of footage. After you've applied your edits, right-click on the image and select Develop Settings. Then click Copy Settings. Within this section, before you press Copy, there are a few things that you need to deselect. Make sure you deselect sharpening, any noise reduction, dehazing, and especially grain. You mainly want to focus on color and maybe some highlights, shadows, blacks, whites, saturation, hue, luminance, tone curves, etc. So anything that Premiere wouldn't read correctly, you kind of want to have that deselected. I like to focus mainly on color, mainly focusing on the saturation, hue, luminance, tone curves, blacks, whites, highlights, shadows. You know, the things that are really going to make the biggest impact in how your footage looks. And if you're using this LUT for like one piece of footage, then it's fine if you were to, let's say, adjust the white balance, the tint, but you don't necessarily want it if you're trying to create a LUT for, you know, that can be used for general footage, because within that LUT, those white balance settings and those tints, they're going to be baked in. So make sure that you think about that before you export this LUT and what you're actually going to be using it for. Okay, so that's what I have deselected, and now what you want to do is you want to press Copy. Now we're going to right click on the HALD image or the PNG that we dragged into Lightroom, and we're going to paste these settings. Okay, now that the settings are pasted, what we want to do is we want to export this image. Okay, so after we export that, we want to find that file and we want to drag it into the LUT generator and generate a cube file. And this cube file is your LUT. So the folder that contained the exported image we did from Lightroom is the same folder you'll find your .cube LUT. Okay, now within Premiere, you want to go to the Color panel, and you want to load your LUT. Once you load your LUT, you want to use the slider to adjust the strength of the LUT to your desired look. You can also make adjustments to the LUT as you go on within Premiere. If you want to add more contrast, or more or less saturation, adjustments to color, or whatever else, you can then save it out as another LUT, and this is how you do that. You want to make sure that you're in the Color panel. You want to go up to Lumetri Color at the top and click the 3 bars. And then you want to say Export Cube. You can also save preset, export looks, whatever you want to do, but that is how you can export another LUT after you've fine-tuned it in Premiere. This is great if you like the way the LUT handles the color, but you want to optimize it for certain lighting conditions. Or maybe you don't want to adjust the slider to 50% every time you apply it, so you can just resave this LUT or this look file out, and then you can load that into Premiere every single time you have a similar piece of footage. I plan on creating tutorials regarding Lightroom presets in the future, so using this technique, you could use what you learn in Lightroom and also help step up your color grading in Premiere. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.